Hi, welcome to Six Stones Virtual Tour. I'm Daria, and I'll be your first guide. We're going to start off with the New Hope Center. Come on, let's check it out. Our New Hope Center is where our neighbors come for emergency, clothes, and food. They can come every 30 days, and we're open 4 times a week. When our neighbors get here, they get registered in our system with their demographic information of who's in their family, where they live, and then they fill out their food form for the groceries that they'd like to have. Once that's complete, they go back for what we call a hope building experience. Hope building is where we get to dive deep with our families. We get to find out what's going on in their household, what made them need new hope, and how we could best help them with their circumstances. We plug them into different programs within our organization, as well as additional resources in the community. We pray with them, and we try to make sure that they're plugged into our partnering churches out in the HEB community. Once they're done with hope building, they come out, and that's when they get to shop. Each family can have 20 items per person per visit in the New Hope Center. Once they're done shopping, their food order will be ready in the back pantry, and someone will bring it out so they can get checked out. Upon checkout, they're also able to take advantage of our perishable items of vegetables and produce in abundance, as much as they can take so that they can be completely provided for. But you gotta find out where all these clothes come from, right? Our amazing donors in the community. Let me show you. Welcome to the sorting room. During our open hours, donors and our neighbors come and drop off donations. They mound to the ceiling. Our incredible volunteers come in and sort through all of the donations, size them, and get them out in an orderly fashion. We see miracles happen. Anything that our neighbors ask for, we always see God provide. I remember an incredible experience one time where a neighbor came in and they were in desperate need for a lift for their grandmother. But that wasn't a normal item that we would have in the New Hope Center. We prayed and we trusted God. The next day, a family came and knocked on our door and said they had just lost their mom and could anybody be in need of a lift? We truly see God provide in this place, and we're grateful for everything that our neighbors do to provide for the neighbors in need. Our food share partners and our neighbors also donate food. All of that's kept in the warehouse. Take it, Adriana.
Hi, welcome to the Food Warehouse. We are blessed to have this incredible space. Many nonprofits don't have the storage capacity that we have here at Six Stones by way of our building that is completely donated by Cross City First Euless, formerly First Baptist Euless. Actually, I said that wrong. It's not donated anymore. We pay like $12 a year in rent. So if you want to cover rent for a year, you're very welcome to do that. We'd be glad to accept your donation of $12. I stand here in front of our refrigerator. So this is one refrigerator that can hold up to 18 pallets of refrigerated product, and then right next to it is a freezer that has the same capacity. We've had this donated to us a number of years ago, and with this we're able to accept an entire truckload of refrigerated product, an entire truckload of frozen product, and we started a program years ago called the Food Share Partners. And the Food Share Partner program was meant to accept those big truckloads of food, bring it into the Metroplex, and then disperse that amongst 20 different agencies that we partner with. We've now transitioned that program to Midwest Food Bank, and we're actually standing right now in the Texas division of Midwest Food Bank. They operate in our warehouse as a partner, and they bring in food now for 40 agencies. In addition to this space, we have a food pantry, which you can see behind me. That's our overflow for the food pantry that is in New Hope that you saw a little bit earlier. And we're able to pre-sort food in that food pantry that will then fill the shelves of New Hope. So when food comes into Six Stones, like via the Black and Blue Food Drive, where we get over 100,000 canned food items, we're able to bring all that food in, store it in our warehouse, and then sort through it using volunteers, fill these shelves, which in turn restock the other shelves in New Hope. So we try to be very organized in our operations in order to keep that food steadily coming in and going out to families in need. So that covers everything down here. Now we're going to take you upstairs to Teresa in the CPR warehouse.
Hi everyone, I'm Teresa and welcome to the CPR warehouse. So CPR is community powered revitalization. We work on homes, and they're homes that qualify financially, and they also have to have another qualifier such as elderly, disabled, handicapped, veteran or spouse of a veteran, or a single parent. And if they meet those qualifications, the city will approve them, and we get to take volunteers over to their house and do what we can, mostly on the exterior of a home, but sometimes we do emergency interior repairs. So as you can imagine, we've seen some really sad stories, and we've seen some opportunities to make some people very happy. So one of my favorite stories is an elderly gentleman in Bedford. So his neighbor actually called us and said, hey, my neighbor has been sitting out on his porch for 2 days in 100-degree heat, and I went over to check on him and his air conditioner is out, can you help us? So we went over there, and sure enough, his AC was out, but we also found in the course of the conversation that he hadn't had hot water for 2 years. And also his house was basically getting really rotted on the outside and needed some wood replacement and some painting. So we were able to get a water heater from one of our partners, and we had a plumber that put it in for us. We were able to get an AC donated and fix that for him. And then at the time the next Blitz rolled around, a Blitz is where we have a lot of volunteers that come on one weekend, they were able to replace rotted wood and paint his house and make it look like new. And one of my favorite things about that too was that a lot of the neighbors around him came and worked on his home, and most of them he hadn't met before. So we kind of put him back into the community, which was awesome. We've done about 740 homes over the last 11 years. We work on about 70 a year right now. So that's it for CPR. So I'm going to hand you off now to Adriana, and she's going to tell you about school-based initiatives.
Well, this is where we store our Night of Hope toys. We love what we get to do with Night of Hope and Operation Back to School, so we call those two programs our school-based initiatives. And school-based initiatives really is our partnership with HEB ISD. If you didn't know, HEB ISD has about 24,000 students, and over 57% of those students are on free and reduced lunch. Many of those students also move from place to place throughout the school year, so our district does a phenomenal job of educating kids year-round, even though they have a 47% attrition rate, meaning that 47% of the kids that start in a class at the beginning of the year might not be in that class at the end of the year. We have families that are very nomadic, move from school to school, and our district does a great job of the continuity of that curriculum across all the schools, so that regardless of those transitions, our students are set up for success. And we come alongside of them, and we have for many years, doing Operation Back to School, where we'll serve about 5,000 to 6,000 students a year, elementary all the way up through high school. We'll give those students pre-assembled school supplies that the district has told us that they need to get through the school year and be successful. So we will fill this building with thousands of people every August, ready to give out those school supplies and love on kids. And then we follow that up at Night of Hope, where we will serve some of them the same families, but 4,000 kids on free lunch with Christmas gifts. And so we'll do Christmas assistance, toys, and a Christmas meal, and a Christmas party on all 20 elementary campuses in HEB ISD. We will serve the whole family. They'll come out and they'll have a great experience partnering with our local churches who host Christmas parties on every one of those school campuses. It's so fun and exciting. We have several kids who will actually ask their teachers or their counselors when the invitation is coming for Night of Hope, because they think it's just a big Christmas party. There's a time in which the kids are in the cafeteria doing a craft, enjoying cookies and punch, and the parents are just quietly dismissed to go down the hall. Now, some of the parents might have said what's going on, but for many of our kids, they have no idea. They're just at a fun Christmas party, and their parents get to go down the hall, pick up the gifts, which we put in a black trash bag so that they can go in the car, and the kids don't ever have to know. So it's really up to the parents if they even tell their kids that they're getting help for Christmas. That gift comes wrapped. However, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, whoever is the guardian of those kids, decides to give them on Christmas morning. We have another family who we've walked alongside several years. I got the privilege of meeting her in our parking lot, and she was showing up here. Her car was breaking down every morning at 8:30. Consistently for weeks, our staff would see her in our parking lot, and we got to meet her and pray with her and share tears with her. I was just honored to get to give her a hug every now and then when I'd show up at the same time and connect with her. And over time, we learned that she was carrying 5 gallons of water in the trunk of her car and stopping strategically in our parking lot after dropping 2 of her kids off for school. After working an entire night shift at the local McDonald's that she was an overnight manager for. She'd go home where she had 2 more kids at home after she had broken down and filled that water back in. She'd go home and she'd take care of those kids, hopefully get a nap in, and then she'd do it all over the next day, including picking up her daughter and breaking down in our parking lot again at 3:30 every afternoon. This mom, we were able to help her with the help of community partners. Our goal really is collaboration to find local partners who could help her repair her car. There was one morning she showed up with a flat tire, able to help her with that. Her story is on our website. Her name is Dorothy, and we continue to get to walk alongside Dorothy. She comes to the New Hope Center for food and clothing assistance because she barely makes enough working full-time at McDonald's. She comes to Night of Hope and Operation Back to School, where we get to help her with that added expense for kids every year that is just extra on top of the monthly budget for Christmas and back to school. So that's what School-Based Initiatives does. It provides hope for parents who are working so hard to provide what their kids need. We are so blessed to get to partner with HEBISD and do this work, and I'm so glad to share it with you today. So thank you so much for joining us on our tour of Six Stones. We hope you learned so much about who we are and what we do as a catalyst of hope here in HEB.